So recently I made a video about going to 7 bars in a row. And one of the things that I said in the beginning of it was that I'm just not one of those happy minxes that goes to bars and just like sits there and lures a man in with flirty conversation and looks. Like, I just don't do that, and I don't see myself that way. Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, a guy that I was actually dating, about it, or he watched it, and he's like, yes, you are. And so I thought, wait a second, challenge accepted. So I was like, what if I went to bars, did the same kind of thing, except this time, way more intention on connecting with men who I happen to be attracted to, and see what happens. And so that's what I did. Can I be a sexy minx? What is it like to go in with that attitude? Let's see. What is a sexy minx? Let's talk about that for a second. To me, it's a woman who can relax in her own skin and is willing to enjoy men or whoever you're attracted to on your own terms. Number one, I'm still not really in the habit of going out on my own. It feels incredibly uncomfortable and unsafe to me. Number two, I just have a voice in my head that like, I'm not allowed to relax as a woman around men. That's not a thing. You can't enjoy yourself around men. Number three, I'm not attractive enough to do this, to like connect with a man and have him be attracted to me just like that in public, like a stranger. And number four, I'm just too old to do this. I'm in my 50s and, time's up. It's too late to do that. And number five was, you really shouldn't stand out. So it's like not cool to draw attention to yourself, and it's kind of slutty, and you just shouldn't do that. And also number six, I actually had a sixth, which is there's nobody interesting to talk to, right? Like, I can put myself out there, but I'm just going to be bored stiff, and why do this? So night one, I went to an absolutely gorgeous bar or restaurant in Salem called Ledger. If you haven't been and you're local, do yourself a favor. It is exquisite food. I was like ogling the Instagram feed while I was sitting there at the bar. Had a wonderful drink. Bartender was super nice. And within about 10 minutes, I started talking to a couple of guys to my left. It turns out that they know somebody that I know who does jujitsu locally. And I also share with them that I was doing this project of like wearing funny outfits around town, doing like a social experiment. And they were so excited about it that they actually set me up with one of their friends. And because they were like, oh, he's an artist and you guys would connect and blah, blah, blah. So that was just so fun. And then outside the restaurant, I basically handed my camera or my phone to a woman that was standing out there so that I could get some footage of me coming in and out. And I actually got set up on a blind date as a result of that evening. So so many dogs. So night two, I went to Mission Boathouse in Beverly, and it's like another upscale restaurant. And I wore this outfit that was like sequins on top, tulle skirt on the bottom, some heels. So I went in, and immediately as I was walking in, a woman stopped me and was like, "You look gorgeous." And then at the bar, I struck up a conversation with a couple, and the woman also said, "Wow, you look incredible. Thank you for wearing that." And later on, the bartender, who was a woman, said the same thing. She's like, "You're totally giving me Eras Tour vibes from Taylor Swift." And I did my best to engage. There were some men to my right but they were completely into their golf related conversation and just talking about sports. And there was just kind of a vibe like they were in their own little world. You know, it happens at bars. I'm not going to bother every single person that I see. So I just enjoyed my drink, and I had a little like vegetarian sushi, and that was about it. Night 3, I went to Davio's in Lynnfield, part of a really nice mall, like an outdoor mall in Lynnfield, Massachusetts. I sat down at the bar. I basically wore a hat and just like my tulle skirt and a white shirt. I sat down and next to 2 men. One was a bit older, one was about my age. Pretty quickly, I started talking to the older gentleman, and we had a great time. He was so fun and interesting. I think his name was Bill. And then when he left, I talked to the guy on my right. I think his name was Paul. He was totally delightful. He's like, I do this all the time. I share with him the project that I was doing, and he was really excited about it. He took my card, like I have a little card about my YouTube channel, like a little QR code, and we just had a really sweet conversation. Night 4, I went to the Beauport Hotel in Gloucester, Massachusetts. That's where I am. And it's a beautiful place. It was a Wednesday night. I went in another nice outfit and sat at the bar next to a couple and near a guy who was maybe a little bit younger than me. Turns out we're all from Connecticut. We just, shared where we were from around there, and it wasn't the most fascinating conversation in the world, but it was perfectly fine. It was a little quiet at the bar on a Wednesday night. I just love talking to people from out of town, so going to a hotel bar is really fun. People are already kind of out of their element. I enjoyed that. Night 5, I went to Bonefish Harry's in Beverly, and I had on like a yoga outfit. I just feel very comfortable, and if I'm going to be like a sexy minx, it's like, why don't you just like put on something where I feel sexy? I'm not just standing out. So I tried that, and I sat down at a corner, and there were a few guys who were there with some women. Like they all looked like friends. And we chatted. We chatted for a while. They were into the football that was on the YouTube channel on the screen. But we still chatted about local stuff, like where we like to go hang out and what restaurants we enjoyed and things like that. That's always a nice conversation opener. It's just like, what restaurants do you enjoy around here? Night 6, I went to the Indo, which is a sweet little pub right where I live. And I would have to say that was a total dud. Not blaming anybody, but I went in there in a really, a nice outfit for me, like white halter top and these purple flowy pants. Like, I just love wearing that outfit. And I sat at the bar. There were 2 really young guys on one side of me, and then a couple on the other side of me, and they were very much in their own conversation. The couple to my left was kind of in a similar situation. They were just like, yep, we're just really into our thing. And I'm not out there to bother people. So I just left them be. Night 7, I went to the Anchor because it was a Monday night, and there are very few places open on a Monday night. So I went in my full purple yoga goddessy outfit that I have. It felt good to wear something beautiful and goddessy. So I went to this bar, sat down next to, again, a couple and a man. Very quickly, I engaged with the man to my right. He was scratching off like a little lottery ticket, and I asked him about it. And we basically spent the better part of the hour just chatting. It was fun. By the end of it, he was into his 3rd cocktail, and very respectfully was saying how lovely I was. He just like kept looking at my belly button or my belly because I was showing some belly and just sort of pointing at my outfit like it was absolutely gorgeous, and he couldn't even believe it. And he's like, please tell me that you would never stay at home thinking that you're not, worthy or attractive enough to be out. And I'm like, I'm just not in the habit of it. And he said that like multiple times. He's like, you deserve to be out and about. I'm like, okay, thanks for the props, dude. Very nice. And you just get a vibe from somebody that like, yes, this person is into me and thinks something could happen if I wanted it to. So that was that. So there were some things that I definitely learned by doing this. Number one, it sounds ridiculous to say this because obviously I've walked through my life and had men who've been attracted to me, but like I just don't do that in public. So I basically found out that yes, some guys actually enjoy talking to me, even if they don't know me and they seem to find me attractive. So that was number one. Number two, when you smile and engage in conversation with people, it's just like a fun way to live, whether it's with men or women or whoever. Just like giving myself that as a good challenge, it just showed me that that's something I want to do more of. Number three, I really appreciate it when men in particular, know how to engage in conversation. And because guess what? Not everybody does. And it's really sweet and charming when a man knows how to do that. It just makes the whole night better. And related to that, it's really fun to talk to a man who seems happy about his life. You can just tell, like, hey, there's good things happening with this person. They enjoy their existence, and it's really nice to engage with them. Like, they're more willing to play and explore and just try different topics that we're talking about. The most fun that I had was with men who seemed happy about their lives. I also feel sexier. I do. Like when I put myself out there and I try this and like the results that I got last week, definitely a win. Also, wearing overtly feminine outfits, some of which were kind of over the top, felt like a favor that I was doing for other women. Hi, this is my notebook. I felt like I was giving other women permission to do the same because I live in an area, Boston, where it's not really a gigantic priority to be all feminine and flowy and goddessy. Like, that's not the most important set of values around here. So it's just really nice to invite that in. And I want to do more of that. So it's like I'm wearing this not just because I feel good, but because I want other women to ignite whatever feels good to them. Like a woman who feels good in her own skin is an invitation and a gift to other women. And then overall, I would say I just feel better about myself. I feel more attractive as a human, more willing to go into bars by myself, more willing to engage men that I don't know and just not worry about it. It's just like experience. I had some experiences. It doesn't mean that every man is going to come and fall at your feet. But what a beautiful gift to the world to just enjoy yourself. No apologies. So that's really what this brought me, was just like, I'm just going to go do this thing and I'm just going to enjoy myself. The end. I totally recommend doing your version of an exploration around something that scares you a lot or a little, because typically if you just give yourself a chance to check it out, there's some really cool things that can come out of it. So thank you so much for watching. And if you like these kind of personal explorations, please go ahead and subscribe. It really helps with all the algorithm stuff. I appreciate it.